And welcome back to another predictions video, and in today's video I'm going to be predicting the Hermans versus Spencer rematch fight. And if you are new around here though and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do indeed like the video, and let's get straight into it. So going into this fight, Hermans is 16-4 with 7 KOs and Spencer is 7-1 with 5 KOs. This fight is for the IBF and IBO World Super Welterweight titles. Hermans' last fight was a stoppage in round 1 versus Lindbergh, and Spencer's last fight was the first fight between the two, and that ended by defeat by unanimous decision, so Hermans winning that one by unanimous decision. Spencer is 38 and Hermans is 33. Spencer is 5'11" and Hermans is 5'8". This is in Spencer's home country of Canada. Hermans' losses have come versus Marshall in 2022, Cedaruz in 2019, Shields in 2018, and Espinoza in 2018. Speak a bit more about what I'm saying. Of course, 2 world titles on the line. It makes it a very good fight, one which I'm very excited for this rematch. The last fight was between the two of them was a very good fight. It was an entertaining fight. It was one which made me want to do a prediction for this one so much, because it was a very entertaining fight, like I mentioned. And of course, Herman managed to get the victory away from home for her, and when the odds were stacked against her and everybody was thinking that Spencer was just going to walk through her, she didn't do that. She fought very well on the back foot, was able to flip the tie completely and outboxed her and outclassed her, and was a very good fight from her. But it's nice that we get to see the rematch here, because I think Spencer definitely has more to show. I think she can still possibly get an early stoppage like everybody was predicting, and she still showed glimpses throughout the fight of good work, but Herman, like I said, was outboxing her throughout the majority of it. I mean, the fact that she's coming off a round 1 victory since then as well is just kind of boost her confidence even more going into this one. Of course, Spencer, the less experienced but the older fighter, and I don't know if that did really play a factor in that last fight between the two of them. Like, Spencer looked a bit more gassed out and everything, but I don't know if that's down to age or down to the fact that she just wasn't used to being in them later rounds. But the height difference was a very obvious difference. Spencer was able to push Hermans up on the ropes when she did actually get her there a bit more, and was definitely able to impose her size a bit more. But Hermans just came in and just didn't look like she was phased at all, and didn't shy away from going and hitting her, and did put the pressure on her when needed, and fought very well off the back foot, and knew that she couldn't try and go into a wall with Spencer because she knew that wouldn't work. So she moved and picked her shots and found the angles and moved. It was very impressive, like I said. Of course, this is back in Spencer's home country, Canada. Fair play to Hermans for coming over to Canada to fight this fight, and she didn't really have to do that, but she knows that's probably where it's going to sell the best, and so fair play to her. And I mean, Hermans only lost against some of the best. I mean, Marshall was a stoppage. It was quite a big stoppage in her career, first one. Shields, big fight. Cedaruz, big fight as well. So that she only really loses to the best, and that's what's going to make this fight going to show. If this rematch is going to show if Spencer, of course, is up there to be able to fight for the best, and that's why it's for 2 world titles in the process. Also on this card, the main event for this card is Bazinian versus Ellis for the North American Boxing Association and Federation titles, in which I think Bazinian will win via unanimous decision. I think it'd be a relatively comfortable fight for Bazinian. Ellis has not already got any momentum going his way. He's coming off multiple losses to, of course, very good guys in Benavidez and Mbili, but I think Bazinian is a very good fighter and will be able to get the victory. And I would like to say via unanimous decision. No, I don't think he quite has the stoppage ability that the likes of a Benavidez has to stop somebody like Ellis. But yeah, moving back on to the fight which I'm talking about here. So Hermans as a fighter, she's of course more experienced. She now knows she has the beating of Spencer and knows that she can beat her. She boxes well on the outside, like I mentioned. She's composed. She's got a solid and very good defensive movement. She's got good straight shots. She can fight on the mid or on the inside of range-wise. She's got good timing. She'll let her hands go when necessary. She can outbox, and she did outbox in the fight between them the first time. She finds her angles well, like I said. She's got good stance switches. She'll switch between orthodox and southpaw quite smoothly, quite well. And she'll always respond when she does get hit in the process as well. And I think, like I said, she moved very well. very impressive, the way that she was going from left to right and switching it up very well, and at times it was virtually impossible for Spencer to hit her because of that really good lateral movement, and it was nice to see. And them good straight shots in the process were what was finding the gaps in Spencer's guard, and there wasn't really too many overly impressive shots that she was throwing, but they were just very much just working, and she knew what was working and was being consistent with that. And it was also the timings as well. She knew when Spencer was coming in that there would be openings, and every time that she did come in, like I said, she responded well, and it was impressive, and it was nice to see her let her hands go and have that bit of confidence about her. And like I said, she's coming off a round one stoppage since then, so that confidence will be even higher, and she's probably gone the best of momentum she's maybe had in her whole career at the moment, or on the highest point of her career at the moment, and it's quite nice to see, to be fair to her. And negatives, she does keep her chin up in the air, which is something which, if Spencer's going to be timing shots and going to be landing shots, that's really not something you're going to want to have. She can struggle to find range as well at times, to be fair. She does very much overcommit to a lot of shots. She'll just lunge in, and then if I think Spencer comes in a bit more disciplined, a bit more composed, then she could definitely find shots to pick it off. She does throw arm punches quite a lot as well, so they're not overly powerful, but to be fair to her, she still managed to drop Spencer in that first fight as well. Obviously, it didn't get called as a knockdown, but it was, and it should have been, and so, she still can do that. And she does headhunt quite often at times, and, that's not really something you want to be doing, and I don't feel like it was necessary to do, but it worked, obviously, and it would have been nice to see her maybe go to the body a little bit more, but she didn't have to, and she didn't, but like I said, it would have been nice. But moving on to Spencer as a fighter, she's a fast starter, a very fast starter. You've got to be on the blocks ready to go from the very first bell with her. She's aggressive. She, of course, hits hard. I mean, what, the 5Ks in 7 wins. She's an inside fighter. She's got good shot variation. She's a high-pressure fighter. She can dig deep when necessary. She showed that in the Hermans fight. She did dig deep, and she came back from the early knockdown, and like I said, still managed to stay in there and still managed to take some impressive punches herself. She took some big shots and still managed to keep walking forwards a lot of the time. She imposes her size. She's got a high guard. She is effective with her shots. She does move you around with her shots as well, and with her body she can push you around. She does level change well, and she's got a very good straight 1-2. I don't feel like she used that enough. I feel like she didn't use her jab anywhere near enough as what she could have done in the Hermans fight. Into this fight, I would really like to see her sit more at mid-range and really work off the jab, and I feel like if she does that throughout, maybe I feel like if she comes in and just really gasses out again, then it's not really something you want to see. But if she works off the jab, then she could still have an early night, because I feel like Hermans might be expecting her to come in, and then she can then, Spencer, if she doesn't do that, she can catch her kind of off guard, and if she lines up her shots with her power, she can really line up shots well with her power and be able to work with the jab well and hit her with the straight 1-2, which did seem to have little bits of success in the last fight, and that's what I'd really like to see. Her negatives, of course, she's been less active, and she's got them demons to beat now in her head, and there's questions of if this title shot, let alone, is too soon in general. She can be overly reckless a bit at times. Like I said, she has to use her jab. Her gas tank isn't amazing. I mean, like I said, she got gassed out very early, and I wouldn't like to see her just sprinting into this one again. She walks onto shots as well. That's what happened to the knockdown, really. She keeps her head on the line. Similar thing to why that happened. She can be a bit, and I think she was a bit too confident that she was just going to be able to walk through her like she did everybody else in the last fight, but I feel like that confidence might have faded a bit now. She can be not really fluid enough. She can be quite stale in her movements at times, and not, like I said, not moving naturally and not being maybe as comfortable. I don't know if that was just because her confidence got knocked or whatever, but not fluid enough in my opinion. Her defensive movement, she's not really got loads of that either. On the back foot, she can struggle a little bit, and she can become a bit hesitant as well, and I think Hermans did that really well and achieved that really well because of the movement and the fact that she was becoming really hard to hit. It made Spencer not really want to throw because whatever she was doing wasn't really landing, and then she was just getting hit back, and I don't feel like that should be the case. I feel like Hermans should really just, like I said, work off the jab, and then she will become less hesitant, because I feel like she'll be able to find more shots, find more gaps if she does work off the jab and not just come in, smother her, work a little bit and try and recklessly run through her on the inside. Hermans is the favourite for this fight, and I think that Spencer will win via TKO in round 4. Earlier rounds. Like I said, I feel like Spencer, even if she doesn't run in wildly, she can still find success, and early success as well. And I feel like she should do that. She should really just work off the jab, and like I said, she can still find that early success, and it probably would work better than, like I said, just her running in and hoping for the best and getting gassed out early. And hopefully that's what happens. It'll be a very difficult night. I think if it goes to decision, Hermans can definitely win it again. She, like I said, has the recipe to do it now, but it's all down to Spencer's development and changes and what she's going to be putting into this one to change things up and work on a new game plan. And I feel that's what she has to do, and I feel like she would have done it and get an early stoppage with her power. Like I said, it's still definitely there. Where would she go on to next? Couple options: McGee, DeCare. They're 2 options in the division. I don't feel like she can just go on to another world title fight. I think she should probably defend her belt if she decides to stay at this weight division. If she does go up, of course, she is quite a big girl herself. If she goes up, then she's fighting somebody similar to height, similar build to her at that point. And Cornejo could be a good fight. She's fought some of the best as well. I don't feel like she could go into world title fight against anybody in the weight division above at the moment, but someone like Cornejo could be a good fight as well. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Hope you did enjoy. Like the video if you didn't, like this, subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.